Welcome back to Fit for Life. We're going to have a half an hour of exercise that's going to make you feel better, be more independent, which is important. That's so important to us. And we're going to use the bands today for our second session of strength training. We used the weights a couple of classes ago, and now we're going to use the bands. And yes, I know I've been using the bands in some of the other classes. So what you can do while we're doing that part, if you don't want to do the strength again, just move your arms with us. But today is our second formal session of strength training, which we need twice a week. We can do 3 times a week. That's usually pretty safe. But I just wanted to mention that to you. All right, now, I love that saying, use it or lose it. If you don't do strength training, your muscles will get weaker and smaller. And you don't want that to happen. So that's why at least twice a week, 3 times a week is okay. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I think I have before, is that strength training raises your metabolism. Muscle burns fat. Keep that in mind. I think that's important for a lot of us. It also improves your posture, and you can do that posture exercise every single day. If you're going to do just one thing or 2 things, so that's why sometimes we do it in every single class. There are certain things you need to do every week at certain times, and that's what I'm trying to maintain for us. The most important thing, I think, about strength training is that you can maintain your independence. Isn't that important to us? So we can delay that time of disability. But you have to be consistent. You can't do it just once a month, all right? So we're going to start working on the upper body right now, and then we'll do a few for the lower body. And again, if you don't want to use the weights or bands, we're going to use bands today. You can just go through the arm movements and the leg movements. It's not going to hurt you, believe me. So let's take our bands. Easy stuff. And what we're going to do is wrap one hand, then the other, and just straight out with the arms, and you're just going to pull out to the side. Good. Try it again. Now, if this is too difficult for you, forget the wrapping and just grab the ends, all right? And this will be 3. I'm going to bring my hands in a little bit to reduce that, to increase the resistance. Pulling out, and 4, good. And 5, and 6, and this is for your arms, and your upper back, and your shoulders, good, and pull it out again, and pull it out. And then normally we do 2 sets of everything. We're going to do 1 set, just because we only have half an hour, so I try to give you as much as possible. If you can only do 1 set, that's okay, but just keep doing it 2 or 3 times a week, and it gets easier and easier, and then sometimes we just need more resistance. You might need a heavier weight. So let's try 1 more for the triceps, because that seems to be a problem area for people. So we're going to take the band under your foot, just holding onto the ends. Lift that leg up, and all we're going to do is pull back as far as possible. Now, you're not wrapping the band, so you have a little bit more band to work with. This also tightens your abdominal muscles. 3, good. And 4, and 5, and 6. How does it feel? Pretty good? We'll do just 8 today, 7. We don't need to do 10. And 8. Wonderful. We're going to bring that leg down. We are going to do 2 sets because we have 2 legs. So you're going to put this under your foot, in the middle of the foot, holding on to the ends, lifting up. Watch that posture. You're going to pull back and breathe out as you, do you feel that? I feel it in my calf muscle right now, the back of the knee, and the hamstrings a little bit also. Pull it back. 3. I love these. And 4. And 5. and 6, and 7. Can you do one more? Good. And 8, and bring it all the way back. Okay. Now, one that we haven't done this week is for the bicep right here. Two big muscles right here. So we're going to take that band again under your right foot or your left. It doesn't really matter that much. Actually, let the band drop down and pull that band over so you've got maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. Bring your foot in just a little bit. You might have to adjust like that. Put the foot down. Good. Holding onto the band, you're going to wrap it one time. And you can, I'm sure you can feel resistance when you do this, right? All right, so here's what we're going to do. Just bring that arm up. 1 and 2. Just 4 times on this one. And 3 and 4. That's all we're going to do. That's actually for the tricep. This next one is for the bicep. I'm sorry, of the quadriceps. Holding on to the ends of the band, you're going to lift up. Now you can rest your forearms on the arms of the chair, and you're going to push down, and you should feel that in the quadricep muscles in your thigh. And you're tightening the abdomen, which we all need to do more of. And 4, sitting tall. And 5. And 6. I like this one. Again, you're holding onto the band, so you're always working your upper body, but we're working the lower body now too. And 7. And 8. Let's do 10. I like this one. And 9. And 10. All right, you're going to put the heel down, come forward, and let's just go right to the quadricep on this side. You have 2 legs, so we have to do another full set of that. All right, forearms on the arms of the chair, sitting up nice and straight, and you're going to push down 1, and 2, and 3. Is it getting easier? And 5. And 6, and 7. Let's do 10, and 9, and 10. Wonderful. Heel down. We'll come forward, but not forward like this. With a straight back, you'll come forward, all right? And just let go. Now to relax those arms a little bit, we're going to do this silly exercise. I used to do this in every class. And I thought people wouldn't do it, but they said, yeah, it's kind of relaxing. I think we'll just do that every now and then. And then the other side. Good for the wrist. Good wrist action. Wonderful. Over and over and over. Good. And then just let it unwind. All right. Great. Now, I'm going to give you another one for the lower body. This strengthens and tones your lower back and your hips and your abdomen and your quads and your hams and your calf muscles, which are the gastrocnemius muscles. This is also a good strengthener for your ankle. So we want to keep those ankles strong and flexible, so we will do some circles after we do this. So you're going to take that band, you're going to put it under both feet, all right, and just walk out on your heels a little bit, sitting straight. All right. And you're going to just lift those legs up, just sitting nice and tall. Pull those shoulders down and just pull your legs apart. If this is painful or you hear something strange, just stop doing it and wait for us. Or you can do it without the band, actually, as long as you're moving. The joy of movement, the importance of moving and burning calories. You'll sleep much better if you exercise during the day. If you take a 10-minute walk, you're going to sleep better. I do. And sleeping is really important for seniors. I think you know that, right? So you're going to breathe out this time as you, this is worth doing a few. So this is at least what, 4 and 5. And it is ambitious, you can feel it. And 6 And you don't have to bring them way out, just a little bit of pressure right there, good. And pulling out to the side. Let's try a few more. Out and back, out and back, out and back, and out. I really like this one, I do. Good, now we're going to put the heels down and relax for a minute. Let's do a little bit of stretching. So how will we stretch the legs? Come forward a little bit in your chair. You can lean back if you want. Reach underneath. Just pull that leg in. How does that feel? Can you round over and just think of putting your forehead on your knee. You don't have to. And then sitting up nice and straight. Good. And let's try it again. Pull in, drop down. And let's relax for another minute. Let's try the other side. You're going to lift that knee up, holding underneath the thigh, pulling up and in. Good. And then round over. How does that feel? Good. Sitting up nice and straight. Let's try it again. I love it. This is one I do every single morning when I do those bed exercises that we did way back when. I hope that wasn't the last time you did them. But that's why we do repeat things, because some things you need to do all the time, either daily or 2 or 3 times a week. So that's why you'll see some of the same things. I try to make it a little bit interesting by changing the exercises. But I think any movement is better than just sitting, because we've talked about that too, and that's very dangerous for us. Very, very dangerous. Don't want to do that. Let's take our bands. Again, holding on. And this is the one I do every day at home. Every single day. I put this on the doorknob next to my computer so that I can see the band. It reminds me, and I say, oh gosh, I got to do this again. Yes, do I ever miss? Yeah, I do, once in a while. Lifting up and back and down. Very important. It's so easy to just slump. And it happens a lot. Remember what I said about driving. Pull your head back into the headrest while you're driving. You'll still be able to see. And that headrest is just holding your head back there. It's also strengthening your neck. So you're strengthening the neck when you do this kind of exercise. So you're lifting up and you're going down. And up again. Let's try it. And up and back. Good. Again. I'm going to say this is 6. Might not be, but can you do 2 more? This time, breathe up as you bring your arms up. Exhale as you bring the band down and back. All right. And you know, if it is getting sore or it hurts, if something bothers you, you're just going to stop. Maybe it won't next time, or maybe this is something you shouldn't be doing. So that's what we have to find out. Let's put the bands away right now. I'd like to do a couple more, at least seated. I want you to come forward, and this is something else you can do during the day when you're getting up and down, right? We watch television, we sit down, we read a book, we're writing cards. So let's stand up. 1. See if you can stand up without holding onto the chair. Most people do either this, but then again, they do this too. So I want you to be able to stand and sit again without holding on. Or just once you get up there, you can stay there if you want. Up. Good. And down. Don't take a step forward, because what will happen is there won't be a chair there when you go to sit down. So let's try it again. This time, let's try this. Standing up. So this is a leg strengthener too. So if you can do this during the day, you're strengthening your legs. Even if you do a couple, or whenever you think of it. Especially when you're sitting on a soft sofa and you're sunk in. It's going to be hard to get up, even holding on. So we'll get up again. I like this one. Doesn't require any equipment. You're going to sit back down. Wonderful. And then we're going to get up. All right. Now, as far as strengthening the lower body, I've been doing this one every day. Seems like I do a lot every day, doesn't it? I do miss sometimes. So what you're going to do is get behind your chair or to the side of your chair, right? I think I'll stay here for now, just for now. And we're going to strengthen the ankle and the foot and the calf muscles for falls prevention. I can't talk about this enough or do enough for this because we really don't want weak ankles, weak legs. Just lift those heels up while we're talking. Up. And 4. So now we're working on the lower body, strengthening the lower body. Say 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. I do 10. And 9. And 10. All right. Now I'm going to turn the chair so you can see what I'm doing. And then you know I do another set on the weaker leg, right? So I'm going to stand on the weaker side here. Now you can put your foot here if you want, or you can put it in front, which is kind of a ballet move actually. Let's do a couple of these ballet moves I just mentioned, back and forth. Keep that knee turned out if you can. Just gives you a little flexibility in the knee. All right, but we need a rest now, right? So you're going to bend both knees. Good. Crunch. Good. And now both feet are flat. Lift one foot, do whatever you want with it, and lift the heel up. 1. Let's see how I do today. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Now I find I can do 10 now pretty well. 9. And I'm going to do one more. Great. I'd like you to shake that leg out a little bit. Point it to the back. Pull your heel down. Now, if you don't feel a stretch in the calf when you do this, you have to go back a little bit more. Try to get that heel down and feel that wonderful stretch. Again, we're strengthening and also improving our balance. So push yourself up. See if you can balance there. Can you do it? We'll just stay there for a few seconds. All right, good. Now let's do the other though, because we were using both before. So pull that heel down, but pull yourself up and pull that chin right in. I feel a nice stretch back there. Good. And then arms out to the side if you want to try to balance here a little bit. Good. All right, let's do some kicking. 1 and 2, just to stretch out a little bit. We're going to do a little stretching later. And 5. And 6, and 7, good. Feel that stretch in the quadriceps a little bit, but it just gets that blood circulating in the legs, which is what we want. All right, a little bit more for the legs. I'd like you to lift the heels up again. You're on both feet now. Keep the heels up as you come down. I see this one a lot in other exercise classes. Take one hand off. Take the other off for balance. This inside. And both, if you can do it for a couple of seconds, come all the way up, put your heels down, and now we're going to stretch the calf muscles a little bit by doing nice, easy knee bends. Good. Great. All right, you're going to come up again, lift those heels up, put your heels down, and then stay here and see if you can balance. Great. Now I'd like to do kind of an all full body stretch, the back of our body. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to hold on to the chair, walk back, flatten your back, and if you can't flatten it, try to go back a little bit more. Keep your head up. You don't have to drop your head ever if you don't want to. Some people get a little dizzy when they do this. So this is a good stretch for the back. And as you do this, you'll be able to go down more and more to get that back. I know you can feel that in your legs. Now we're going to walk back up and we're going to stretch the front of the body now. All right? So we're going to turn. All right, don't forget, do not arch the back here, but tuck those hips under do a little bit of an inward, forward with the hips. Maybe that's the best way to explain it. So you're tucking under, nice and tall. Lift your upper body out of your lower body. Think of it that way. Holding on, and we'll do a nice back bend. These are great. We can't do enough of these because we don't ever do things back like that. Almost everything we do is forward, right? All right, so let's walk back just a little bit. Let's do the same thing. You're going to flatten that back right out. Flatten, flatten, flatten. Now, if you have back problems, you should know what you can do and can't do. So always check things out with your doctor, or you might have some papers with old exercises on it that tell you what you should be doing and not be doing. So you're going to come forward, lift your upper body right out of your lower body, push those hips forward, and we'll do a nice back bend. Now straighten up, bring your shoulders down. So when you lift your arm up like this, your shoulder comes up too. So let's pull it down and do a back bend again with one arm back. Can you feel all of this stretching in here? This is good for digestion too. Just a little tip. Thought you might be interested in that. All right, let's try the other side. Then you're going to lift that arm up. Hips are forward. You're holding on. Up, up, up. In a little bit. This is to elongate the muscles and to give you some height. If you do enough of it. I mean, it's just a theory. I feel if we stretch as much as we can, that will create at least an illusion of height, right? So that's why it's so important to stretch. Now I'm going to let you sit down. Grab some water. You should always have your water with you, your bands, and your weights. I don't have the weights here today. But I do have this book, and I'm just going to read the cover to you because I think it's kind of funny and kind of true. It says, "Age doesn't matter unless you're a cheese." Isn't that great? I wish I knew who wrote that, but I don't. It says, "What a wonderful life I've had. I only wish I'd realized it sooner." Well, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to grab a little water here. We've got a few minutes left, and we're just going to stretch. We're just going to do some stretches because we should be doing that after strength training and also after aerobic exercise. Okay, let's just come forward in the chair. Just drop your arms down. Keep your head up. I'm going to pull my feet back just a little bit. Can you grab your ankles and pull yourself down? But try not to round over. Start here with a flat back. Come forward and see how long you can keep it flat. If you can't hold your ankles, you might be able to hold here or even your knees, right? So you're going to pull yourself up. Oh, the nice flat back. Wonderful. You can breathe better. And it helps with swallowing because some people are eating like this. We don't want to do that. Pull yourself up straight. Keep the back straight. Slide your hands down. Good. And down again. And this time you'll be able to go a little tiny bit farther. Yes, I'm touching the top of the foot now, but I'm going to grab my ankles again. Think of a flat back, or here, hold here, or here. I love this one. This is a great one. So it's a great stretch for your spine, your lower back. But what about the hips? Let's do this one today. I'm sitting back just a little bit, crossing over, but don't put all your weight like that. Just put the ankle up here. Holding, just lift that. Some of you will only be able to do this. Others might be able to get down a little bit more. This is to open the hip up. So very gently inside of the knee. Again, let's get up here. Push that knee down if possible. It's not comfortable. I can feel it. If you have any arthritis in your hip, you will feel it. Good. And then I make this one a posture exercise too. I take this hand under the leg, sitting up nice and straight. I'm going to push that down a little bit more. So I'm pulling myself up. If I had something that would hold me up here, that would be great. It's better not to get used to a brace, at your back, unless a doctor says you should use it. Your posture is really bad. It depends on whether you have osteoporosis or not too, doesn't it? So I'm just going to do this. And if you really couldn't get your knee up here or your foot up here, cross in front, and you can do the same thing. So let's try the other side. You're just going to lift up. Whoa. And one side will be stiffer than the other. Everything we have two of is kind of different, right? Pushing yourself up, pulling yourself up, pushing down if you can. Good. Reaching. There's a space here. Holding on. So you've got both hands on your leg. And you're going to pull yourself up nice and straight. Doesn't that feel good? It hurts a little, but it's good. You know it's going to be good for you. Nice and tall. Wonderful. Love it. I think the easiest stretch we do, and it's for the upper body, is just clasping the hands together, turning them over, and pushing out and out and out again. Try to get the elbows as straight as possible. Again, if you have arthritis, you're going to feel it. You're going to lift those arms up. Take your hands, if you can, or just touch your neck, and get those elbows back. Another good stretch for us for the upper body. Opens the chest, flattens out your back a little bit. Take a breath here. Let's breathe up through the nose and exhale. Now I'd like you to close your eyes just for a minute. Drop your chin down. We are coming to the end of our show. Don't forget to breathe out. Pull your head back up. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And any kind of movement, almost any kind of movement is good for us. So keep that in mind. Tune in as much as you can. And we will see you the next time. And then we're going to do kind of a compilation of a lot of things we've done before. So have a good day. And we'll see you next time. I'm looking forward to it. I'll get a good sleep, I promise. Bye.